This is Harsha with over.gg, joined by Hafficool from 123, who were unfortunately knocked out of the Overwatch Contenders Playoffs today. To start off, Haffy, how'd you feel about the match today?
I thought we would have it. Like our prep was really good. We had like really good counter comps for them, but like we just didn't show up on the stage. Like four of them is their first LAN for like 4 players. Like only me and Danny have actually played a lot of LANs, so it just didn't work out. But I think we could have had it if like we had more experience on LAN, I guess.
So it's hard to talk about, obviously, the matches against Gigantti because the first time you played them, obviously, Bach 1 was out of the country, I believe, and you had IPN subbing in. And the second time you played them, Tonic wasn't able to get a visa, and so you had Nomi subbing in. How much do you think that affected you guys going into this match, and how much? I mean, do you think you had Gigantti's number with your players?
Yeah, I think online, like with all our players, with Tonic and Bach, we would have beaten them like 100%. But like we had to put me on main color because like Nomi is like new to the team and he couldn't really do it, and Tonic was our main color obviously, so that was a hard adjustment. And we only had 2 days of scrims to like get it going, so it was really hard. But I think we played well regardless, though.
You mentioned your LAN experience and Denia's LAN experience. How much do you think that the TF2 environment and being able to have played in prior LANs helped you guys stay calm under pressure?
I think it helped us a lot. Like you see players like Clocker and Seposai and Mike, like all these TF2 legends, like they always pound on LAN. They always go super ham on LAN. Like I think it really matters. And you see these Overwatch League teams like only picking up players that have never been to LAN before. It's just retarded. Like it's so dumb.
So, not to rub salt in the wound, but heading into tomorrow, what result do you really expect between Misfits and Gigantti?
I think Gigantti could take it actually. I would like probably predict like 4-2 Gigantti if I'm being honest. Like Lynx is playing really well. Shaz is like the best player in EU right now. He's like destroying everybody, so I think they can do it.
So heading into tomorrow as well, you have the NA matches coming up. How do you feel about NA and EU and how they stack up against each other? Because obviously you've been able to scrim the NA teams a lot this weekend.
I think any team in EU right now would be at least top 2 in NA for these contenders teams. Like we played Envious and we were even with them in scrims, but like they were trying stuff out. Like they're probably better than us still, but like all the other teams they would beat everyone. Like we destroyed Envision in scrims. Like I think all of the EU teams are better than all of the NA teams except Envious.
So you heard it here first. EU still greater than NA.
It's gonna be a meme.
And speaking of memes, do you feel like you've been able to finally shed that whole, mid-tier meme that you had during your days with Fnatic? Do you feel like you've shown enough with this new 1-2-3 lineup?
The Americans are still gonna call me mid-tier. Like they just love doing it. But I think I've shown a lot in contenders that I'm like actually not a shit player, even though I choked in 1 game in Apex. Like it's just a bandwagon. Like they all saw me choke once and they saw me do the tweet like 2 days before, so like they all hate me and they all went to the bandwagon like Hafficool mid-tier. So but I think I've shown that I'm actually a good player.
And do you feel that you've been able to successfully show off your potential to Overwatch League teams? Because obviously that's what Contenders is for this season. You're trying to get drafted into, or not drafted rather, but picked up into these Overwatch League teams. Have you felt about the season so far?
Wait, what?
How have you felt about your showing this season?
Oh. I think I've only been playing D.Va and some of these Overwatch League managers.
All right. Well, you've also been able to put out your Doomfist and some of your Zarya, right?
Yeah. Well, like some of these Overwatch League managers only look at NA because like they're dumb. Like the EU players are just better overall. But like yes, there's like the problem with the visas and stuff. But I think I have like a decent chance of getting the Overwatch League now. Like I think I played pretty well today, but obviously we lost 3-0, so just see what happens, I guess.
So that was Hafficool from Team 123, and thanks for being here, obviously. This is Harsha with more over.gg coverage. Please stay tuned throughout the rest of this weekend.